पूरी तरह से उपयोग किया मैंने। जो भी नेता मिलते थे, खास करके G7 समूह, जो दुनिया के समृद्ध देशों का समूह है, वे भारत में
Proud Mary was one of Tina Turner's signatures, showcasing her unique sound, look, and moves.
That's my style. I take great songs and turn them into rock and roll songs on stage.
Icon, survivor, a queen of rock and roll. Tina Turner began life as Anna Mae Bullock in rural Tennessee. As a teenager, she moved to St. Louis, where she met rocker Ike Turner.
Ike was very good to me when I first started my career. Started to sing weekends with him, and we were really close friends.
The Ike and Tina Turner Revue's first hit came in 1960 with A Fool in Love, a song they performed on Shindig. They married in 1962, and in 1966 recorded River Deep, Mountain High. It was a hit overseas, but flopped in the U.S. In the early 80s, Turner's cover of Let's Stay Together reignited her career. Private Dancer followed in 1984, a runaway critical and commercial success. The album featured her only #1 song. Though she wasn't a fan.
I didn't like it. I wasn't accustomed to singing those kind of songs.
It was also the title of a 1993 film starring Angela Bassett, based on Tina's autobiography. She was honored by the Kennedy Center in 2005 and inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a solo act in 2021, 30 years after her first induction as part of a duo with Ike Turner. All the while, her Buddhist faith kept her going.
The calls you make this lifetime can be the effect of a better life the next lifetime. It will be better and gets better and better.
Hello everyone, you're watching News Epicenter with me, Maria Shakil. On Sunday, India will witness the inauguration of a new temple of democracy built in the image of modern India, away from the colonial shadow of the past. But 21 opposition parties, including the Congress, the Trinamool Congress, the Aam Aadmi Party and the BRS, will not be a part of this historic moment. They have accused the Prime Minister of hijacking the event as a personal PR exercise and insulting as well as sidelining the President. While first, the point of contention was the cost of the project, now the opposition has accused the Prime Minister of breaching protocol, demanding that the first citizen of India, that is President Draupadi Murmu, inaugurate the new building. The BJP has hit back at the opposition, accusing it of mocking Indian democracy and the constitution, or even highlighting how past Prime Ministers have inaugurated new sections of parliament as well as state assemblies. In many cases, where governors were not invited. The Prime Minister cited the diaspora event, saying it showcased the power of Indian democracy, adding that it was attended by Australia's opposition leaders. But the opposition refuses to budge and has dug in its heels. The point remains, this new parliament will live long beyond the current political dispensation. Is the opposition running the risk of being on the wrong side of history? Is it truly a stand over breach of protocol, or is this pure politics?
चाहे पक्ष सत्ता का हो, चाहे पक्ष विपक्ष का हो, सबके सब मिलजुल करके भारतीय समुदाय के इस कार्यक्रम में उतने ही उमंग और उत्साह के साथ शरीक हुए थे।
The
leaders belonging to these very same opposition parties spoke ill of her, abused her, and today suddenly they become morally motivated.
Because of the arrogant nature of this government, they are not ready to do that. They are insulting the president, they are insulting the women of the country, they are insulting the tribals of this country.
Joining me on the show, Sanju Verma, national spokesperson of the BJP. We have Arshpreet Kadial, spokesperson of the Congress, Riju-Datta representing the TMC, and Smita Prakash, editor of ANI. Smita Prakash, history will be made on Sunday. Which side of history will the opposition be standing on Sunday?
Well, the opposition parties all have different reasons for boycotting this, from the president should do it, to it's not a secular thing to do, or it's unconstitutional. See, the thing is, Maria, secularism in India, it doesn't mean rejection of culture and tradition and heritage. Every country has a way of defining its isms, and that evolves over time. What secularism meant maybe when Pandit Nehru became Prime Minister and what it is now has changed. Nobody knows the reason why PM Nehru sent that Sengol to Allahabad at that time. Maybe his mind was occupied with the aftermath of the partition riots, and he had more pressing issues to deal with at that time. This kind of symbolism probably didn't mean much to him at that stage. Who knows? But it wasn't as if he was a non-believer, Maria. He practiced Hindu traditions, even if he was not overtly religious in his later years. But that's fine as far as per Hindu faith. To come back to now, those who accuse the BJP of weaponization of culture, which is what they're saying, they forget or they prefer to ignore the fact that traditions and symbols of our kingdoms of the past are very much a part of democracy today and a democracy of yesterday, and even 1947 when Free India became. It's part of our governance, it's part of our democratic process, our ethos. So as far as the supremacy of the president is concerned, and that she stands first, I mean, you can bring any number of examples, and I don't like comparing apples and oranges, but just to give one example, which has not been mentioned by the politicians, if you recall, Rajpath pe parade hua karta tha, and it was the president, the supreme commander of the armed forces, who takes the salute at the parade. From 1947 to 71, 1950 to 1971, that's how it happened. But in 1971, after the Bangladesh war, Mrs. Gandhi decided to carve out a role for herself on that day. It's not that she undermined the president of the day. It's just that she brought in that Amar Jawan Jyoti ka program that that the Prime Minister has on that day. She started doing that at Amar Jawan Jyoti. Does that mean that the role of the president got undermined? No, the president also has a role to play, and a more important role to play. Similarly, as far as the parliament is concerned, I mean, what is happening? They should have been part of this. It's a very awkward situation and very unseemly.
Okay. So before I get a reaction from Arshpreet, let me bring in Sanju now. Sanju, you are the party in power, and with power also should come magnanimity and perhaps a little spirit of accommodation. Why make this particular event now about opposition versus you?
Maria, I agree that, being graceful and magnanimous, especially when you are the ruling dispensation of the day, should be par for the course. Having said that, I'm reminded of, what Tennessee Williams said: the only thing worse than a liar is a liar who is also a hypocrite. And I say that the opposition, without any ifs or buts whatsoever, is both a liar and a hypocrite, and for good reasons. They've made this about Draupadi Murmu, the president, an Adivasi lady, not being given her due. And I can't help, being astonished and amused at the fact that this is the same Congress party. Last year you had Ajay Kumar, their bona fide official spokesperson, and I'm quoting him ad verbatim. He said Draupadi Murmu represents the evil philosophy of India, and it is wrong to make her the symbol of Adivasis. Not to mention the absolutely reprehensible and deplorable statement by Udit Raj, who said that making Murmu the president is the height of chamchagiri. I don't know what exactly he meant by this. Be that as it may, I think it's not lost on any of us how Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, a senior leader, went 2 steps further and called Rashtrapati Draupadi Murmu Rashtrapatni. And later he said that it was, an oversight and slip of the tongue. But I did not see Rahul Gandhi or Priyanka Vadra, who are otherwise very active on Twitter and have an opinion on everything and anything under the sun, so much as even regretting this statement by Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, much less condemning it. Now coming to the important point about whether, the opposition, has not been treated with magnanimity. Please don't forget, Maria, if you just go back in time, and I'm just saying, as recently as June 2021, the 2-judge bench of Justice A.M. Khanvilkar and Justice Sanjeev Khanna of the Supreme Court actually dismissed petitions by the opposition and upheld the prior judgment by the Delhi High Court, which had actually called the Central Vista project a project of national importance and an essential service. So the opposition, particularly the Congress, has been at the forefront in trying to stonewall the Central Vista / the new Parliament building for reasons best known to them.
Okay.
And then have the audacity to expect magnanimity from the Prime Minister, whose credibility is undermined by the opposition at any given opportunity for no good reason.
Arshpreet, now coming to the Congress, and then I'll get a view from the TMC as well. Arshpreet, is the Congress just taking the path of opposition because that is the only way they believe in countering the government? Because the Congress also boycotted the midnight session to bring the GST in 2017. Then both the President and the Prime Minister were present. Was that not an insult to the President then?
Not at all, number one. Let me clarify 2 things. First, it's not just the Congress party that is against this move of the Bharatiya Janata Party. There are 19 other political parties that have joined hands on this because it is wrong. And not just the parties, people of India are watching it and they are getting against the Bharatiya Janata Party for doing this, for undermining the office of the president. Number 2, the Bharatiya Janata Party is having to do this because of 2 reasons. First reason is they don't have anything of their own to seek credit upon. No work done. Number 2, the Bharatiya Janata Party wants to divert attention from their failures, from the inquiries going against their leaders, etc., the issues that we have been highlighting. That's why they are doing this. Number 2, the Bharatiya Janata Party's logic is that we want the Prime Minister to inaugurate because the President is not a member. First, they need to read the definition of President. What the Parliament consists of, the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, the President. And number 2, the President is the head of the state, first citizen of India, representative of the government, of the opposition, of all the citizens alike. And number 2, was our Prime Minister a member of all the development projects that he inaugurated, all the expressways that he inaugurated, all the hospitals he inaugurated? Was he a member of the National War Memorial that he inaugurated? At on the ground. Number 3, the Bharatiya Janata Party is used to undermining the President's office. They did this 2 years ago in 2020 when the foundation stone was laid down by the Prime Minister, not by the President. And
this can't be a monologue by this man.
Arshpreet, before I bring in Sanju, I'm just saying,
I have 2 seconds.
You are talking about 19 political parties. On the other hand, also there are a number of political parties who are coming and participating in this inauguration, and I would actually name them because besides the NDA parties, which includes the Shiv Sena Shinde group and a number of political parties from the Northeast, you also have Lok Jan Shakti Party, Paswan, BJD, BSP, TDP, YSRCP, JDS, Akali Dal. I'm saying TDP was with you on the other side. TDP was standing with you on this issue, on other issues. They're not standing with you on this particular issue. So, Sanju, when we talk about the protocol,
Maria, may I answer you? You gave her 3
Maria,
minutes.
this can't be a monologue by the Congress.
Number 2, see, I'm sorry, Sanju Mama, if there was a monologue.
You are not moderating the debate. My request is to the anchor.
Please allow me to complete, otherwise
Maria,
I keep on interrupting.
is this going to be a
Number
by
two,
this man.
see the former governor, Mare, you would remember, the former governor of Jammu and Kashmir, Mr. Satyapal Malik, also said this. He said that the president's office is being undermined by the government.
No,
rubbish
It
is
was
this
one
man
all
talking?
said,
moment. One
and
moment.
then
rubbish is
Harshpreet,
this
one
man
moment.
talking?
Yes,
You
Sanju,
can
come
see
in on this.
my question to the
Sanju, let's
BJP
get into
government is,
specifics of
that
protocol.
what problem
This is
does
for the
government
first
Can you
time.
ask this man to please keep
This is for the
quiet?
first
But
time
inaugurate.
a new
My
parliament
question to
building
the
is being
government
inaugurated.
what
Could it
problem
have
does
been
the
done by
BJP
the
have
first citizen of
if
India?
the government, what problem does the
You know,
BJP
Maria,
have?
I don't want to
If the
shout.
president
You can
was
have this man
inaugurated,
howling
Maria,
and shouting.
No,
I will
please go ahead.
comment after
Sanju,
he
go ahead.
finishes.
Sanju, go ahead. Sanju, go
No,
ahead.
I'm
Yes.
not going ahead in this cacophony.
No.
I'm not going ahead in
He
this
has
cacophony.
had his time. Please go ahead, Sanju. Yes.
Maria, I don't want to be part of a cacophony, so please ensure that I'm given my time. Thank you. You know, Maria, if you're saying that let's talk about protocol, you know,
Because
let me
that is
tell
what
you
the
very-
opposition says.
Let me finish, Maria. So I will now tell the opposition, let me educate them, because the opposition needs to be shown the mirror and needs a bit of education in basic, understanding of parliamentary procedures and protocol. Article 74(1) and Article 75(1) of the Constitution, Maria, make a clear distinction between the de jure powers of the state and the de facto powers of the government. And the opposition in its letter has quoted Article 79, very conveniently forgetting that in Article 74 and Article 75(1), the Constitution states that while the President is the de jure head of the state, the Prime Minister is the de facto head of the government. Point number one. Point number two, I say that protocol is also often determined by past precedents. I'm not saying it was wrong, but for the Congress to forget its past sins and now act holier than thou is something which is absolutely not acceptable. You are showing on the screen, 2011 when Sonia Gandhi and Manmohan Singh inaugurated the Manipur Legislative Assembly, or 2018 when the Andhra CM inaugurated the assembly without the governor being invited. But there is a very interesting case between 2009 and 2010. I remember Sonia Gandhi inaugurated the Bandra-Worli Sea Link. Sonia Gandhi inaugurated the Atal Tunnel. Sonia Gandhi inaugurated the railway coach factory at Raebareli. And very recently, in my own state of Maharashtra and in Mumbai, at the height of COVID second wave, Maria, the renovated new Mantralaya Annexi was inaugurated by Uddhav Thackeray and his son Aditya Thackeray with the governor, the then governor Bhagat Singh Koshyari not even being invited.
Basically, you are saying that Congress is not in a position to explain any respect to a constitutional head when they have not done the same. Harshpreet, respond to this. Okay, we'll try and connect with Harshpreet in just a bit. Yes,
Mara, I'm answering.
yes.
I hope I will get uninterrupted time like the BJP spokesperson
Yes, please
did.
go ahead, Harshpreet.
Number one, our question has been to the BJP, what possible problem do you have if the president would inaugurate it? They've already laid down the foundation stone. Number two, they talk of precedents. Let me tell them what the precedent said, what the history says. Back then, when for the very first time, the parliament's building was, there was a renovation that happened, there was a construction that happened, a massive one. It was the then President of India, Mr. V.V. Giri, who had inaugurated it. Number two, she said Miss Indira Gandhi was the one who laid down the foundation stone of the next building. Wrong. It was the then President of India who had laid down the foundation stone. It wasn't Miss Gandhi. Number three, the Bharatiya Janata Party is so full of, self-interest. They don't want to share the space with anyone, let alone letting the president do it alone. The Bharatiya Janata Party does not even want to share the space with the president. Both the Prime Minister and the president could have done it. They do not even want that because the Bharatiya Janata Party wants to make everything about themselves.
Okay, Riju Datta, you have been waiting patiently, so thank you so much. I want to understand from you, there are a number of parties in opposition who are also participating in this event. Could the TMC have done that? Because, this should not be an opportunity for opposition unity. It's about
Maria,
the Parliament of India.
Thank you. And Maria, before I start, I also do not want to participate in a cacophony, so give me the courtesy of time. I just want to say that, who is doing politics? How did the politics about a new parliament building started? if the parliament would have been inaugurated by the head of the state who presides over the joint parliamentary session as per the order of precedence, the president comes first. If she would have inaugurated, there wouldn't have been any politics. Pradhan Mantri Narendra Modi is also the tallest leader of a political party. We have to understand that. Now, coming to what the questions BJP is saying, I am saying very clearly, if it is the temple of democracy, 20 political parties that represent 37% of this country are not attending that. So in a way, you are trampling on the democracy. A democracy is a democracy where there is opposition. So if 21 parties are not coming in and the Prime Minister is inaugurating, then you are only trampling the democracy by inaugurating the temple of democracy. What hypocrisy is this? At the end of the day, the bottom line is very simple. The BJP India has become a band baja barat company for Pradhan Mantri Modi. They have become one of those event management Delhi Shadi companies for Narendra Modi ji. जब वो जाएंगे ढोल ताशे फूल सब फेंकेंगे और नरेंद्र मोदी जी को सामने रखेंगे. Why? अगर मोदी जी प्रधानमंत्री जी के साथ इनॉग्रेट करते, everybody would have participated.
Okay, so you know this point could it have been about President and Prime Minister jointly, Smita Prakash? Because you know it is getting caught not only in what is being seen as hijacking the cultural identity, but it is also being seen as breach of protocol. The entire discussion around protocol.
See, protocol is something which is dynamic, that keeps changing. Okay, so let's not even get to what the relationship between Mr. V.V. Giri and Indira Gandhi was, and how much of importance V.V. Giri was given, or Fakhruddin Ali Ahmed was given as president, or Sanjeeva Reddy was given, or Zail Singh was given, or Pratibha was given. I mean, I don't even want to go into that as to where the Prime Minister was at that stage and where the President was at that stage, and where today the equation lies. And also that charming statement that it's not just the Congress but also regional parties. Oops. But no, it's not missed by that. All other parties are actually piggybacking on the Congress party's outrage. So let's be clear that all Indians figure out right now that henceforth whatever the Congress tells them to do, regional parties are going to do that. So Mamata Banerjee, Arvind Kejriwal, Sharad Pawar,
So
all seem to have accepted
Karnataka and everything
that the
has
Congress
changed?
is going to be determining how much outrage could be. That electoral victory goes to show that the Congress is in power in most states, as far as the opposition is concerned, and equations have changed. And frankly, it's clear that the Congress is going to dictate terms. One. The second thing, I think, is another thing, Maria, which is quite clear, is that it's not about that Draupadi Murmu as President of India is not getting the due recognition. It's because Modi is Prime Minister, and Modi is the one who has fronted this new building and the artifacts that are going to go into this building and Lutyens Delhi, because all over Parliament or these new buildings which are coming up, it's all got the Modi stamp. So how dare this man from Gujarat come and redo what 3 generations of leadership of the Congress party have put ownership with their legacy. So Mr. Modi has won 2 terms. He is respected in the country, even by any opinion poll, by any channel, shows that he is still the hot favorite as far as the Prime Minister is concerned. But that doesn't mean that the next election is done and dusted. No, it's not. It's up for grabs for any political party. But this Lutyens cultural outrage that tum hamari legacy ke upar apna thappa kaise dal rahe ho, that is what bothers a section of elite.
So this is elitist outrage is what you're doing, Arshpreet, and because you have won Karnataka, you have opposition parties such as the TMC and everybody piggybacking, is what Smita Prakash says. Is that the right assessment according to you? You have to unmute yourself, Arshpreet.
Thank you, Mara. I thought the Bharatiya Janata Party was going to speak throughout the debate. That's why I muted myself. Number 2, it is not the right assessment. If anyone's on the wrong side of it, it is the BJP. And as far as the alliances goes, the Bharatiya Janata Party's minister recently made a statement, Mr. Puri, that we won't have an alliance with the Shromani Akali Dal. Shromani Akali Dal has now decided that they'll be becoming a part of the inauguration ceremony. So if anyone's doing politics over it, it is the Bharatiya Janata Party.
No,
wants
no,
to
but
make
if the
this
Kalis are still, if the party says, no, but there is a factual, there is a problem in this analysis. If a political party is backing a move of this nature, going to participate because they have members of parliament, then why should it be linked to any kind of electoral moves? If anything, Mr. Hardeep Singh Puri has said that there will be no alliance. If they have more reasons to now say that they will not be attending such a ceremony.
See, the point is that I have been asking this question to the Shromani Akali Dal, the senior leadership, that what is your stand when it comes to the president's issue? Should the president inaugurate it or not? I haven't had any answers. Number two, all we are saying is that the BJP is on the wrong side of it because of two reasons. One, the precedents, the history. Pick up the precedents, you'll see a lot of presidents used to inaugurate, used to lay down the foundations.
Maria, may I please come in?
Number two, please
This
do not
man is
interrupt.
blabbering
Number
without
two,
any logic.
the Constitution
Congress
of
spokesperson
India
is blabbering without logic.
is to
You
be
are
led by the
blabbering
Bharatiya Janata
without
Party.
data.
The BJP
You are blabbering
should start
without
focusing
logic.
on other
You are
things
blabbering
apart
without
from themselves.
facts.
The BJP
Modi ke alawa you have no coherent argument. Stop blabbering. Stop blabbering.
Read the Constitution.
You are not making any coherent argument. You are simply blabbering Modi this, Modi that, BJP this, BJP that. Maria, can I please come in? This man has been blabbering, incessantly making zero sense.
Everything about themselves.
Yes, go
That's
ahead.
why
Blabbering
they do not
incoherent.
want the
Go ahead,
president to
Sanju.
clear the stage.
Go ahead,
I
Sanju.
mean, the
Please
Bharatiya
ask this
Janata
man to
Party
shut up.
Yes, please, go ahead, Sanju.
There is a foundation stone was laid down by the
Fine, let
Prime
him
Minister.
continue because you don't wish to moderate the
May I
debate.
kindly complete, Maria? I do not interrupt the BJP spokesman.
No, you can't keep
All
going
we are
on and
saying
on and on.
is, if the foundation stone
Fine.
has been laid,
No, there is a problem.
I don't want to-
why can't the
Ashpreet,
inauguration be done by
Ashpreet,
the
you have made
president
your
is what
point.
you're saying.
Yes, you have made your point. Let me bring in Sanju now. Sanju?
Rohit, thank you.
Yes, you have made your point. Sanju, come in on this. I hope you're back.
I am back.
Yes, please.
The Congress spokesperson has been blabbering incoherently.
You have been
Modi,
giving
Modi,
monologues
No,
to us.
okay, no,
You
there's
don't
no
have this
monologue
right to
happening
shut up.
anyways. Both of you have got your time. Why do you constantly keep
Thank you.
saying that? Please.
Thank you.
Huh.
Now let me come in. I don't want to be interrupted by this blabberer. Thank you. Maria, I just want to ask one thing. And I think Smita Prakash made a very interesting point, and taking off from there. On the one hand, you talk about protocol. Does protocol also not say that the Prime Minister has to be accorded a basic modicum of dignity? When you go on an election campaign and you say Chaukidar chor hai, is that your protocol? And you continue doing that despite being chided by the Supreme Court. You're running foul of the Supreme Court, but you have no qualms in saying Chaukidar chor hai. When is it protocol when Prime Minister is sitting right there and in 2021, Mamata Banerjee walks out of the podium in a huff because some people in the vicinity, in the audience, start chanting Jai Shri Ram. With the head of the government being there, the elected head of India, Mamata Banerjee shows scant regard and walks away in a huff. I did not see anyone from the opposition saying that protocol was broken into smithereens. They were actually applauding, saying, oh, Mamata Banerjee ne bahut badhiya kaam kiya hai. Was it protocol when in 2018 you had the Asansol riots and Mamata Banerjee did not allow the then Governor K.M. Tripathi to even visit Asansol? Was it protocol when Jagdeep Dhankar was not even, allowed to formally approve the vice chancellors who were appointed by Mamata Banerjee without following the protocol of first seeking the governor's approval? So please don't sit here and give a lecture to the BJP on how the BJP is trampling over the constitution, because under Article 74(1), I repeat, and under Article 75(1), the Prime Minister is well within his rights to inaugurate the new parliament building.
Okay.
Please go and educate yourselves before coming and waxing eloquent on TV.
Respond to this, that TMC should not be teaching protocol, because we have seen what has happened only recently, not 2 years back, only 2 years back.
Again, I will say, I think Pradhan Mantri, first of all, I do not get this chance a lot because Smita ji is an eloquent speaker, but Smita ji, one small correction, the first party to boycott this was Trinamool Congress and not the Congress, so we are not piggybacking on anybody. But coming to this point, I believe that BJP in their desperate need for psychophancy is making a very tall leader, Narendra Modi, into an event management company, which I think is not necessary. Mr. Modi is a very tall leader. He's been voted the Prime Minister of India twice. I think like the Republic Day programs or the 15th August programs, if the Prime Minister along with the President of India would have inaugurated this parliament, democracy would have been respected. All the opposition parties without whom democracy does not have a meaning in this country would have participated, and we could have avoided this unnecessary political storm over an inauguration.
No, but Riju, from day one, the opposition has been opposing Central Vista.
Okay, one more.
What was the reason? I'm just asking you. Help me understand. I'm asking you one question, please. The High Court said, High Court made an observation regarding Central Vista. The Supreme Court did. Did the opposition's opposition to Central Vista end? It started with every aspect that has been associated with the new parliament and the Central Vista has been opposed. And the entire opposition keeps on opposing just about every aspect of it. What is the reason?
Thank you. First of all, Maria, I am not the speaker of the opposition parties. I am speaker of Trinamool Congress.
Please.
And Trinamool Congress, when the foundation stone was laid, we only said one thing, that it is bad timing, because at that time when the foundation stone was laid, millions of people were gasping for breath during the COVID times and dying in Delhi. We just said that at that point of time, and I was on your show and you can see that. The second bone that I have to pick, and I don't know whether it was because a BJP MP said it is just a matter of coincidence, but again I will say why BJP has brought politics on. If you want to inaugurate the parliament, you have finished the new parliament building, inaugurate it on 26th November, Constitution Day, inaugurate it on 15th August, Independence Day, inaugurate it on 14th April, the person who wrote the Constitution, B.R. Ambedkar's birthday. Why did you inaugurate it? Why are you inaugurating
So now the issue is about the date. Sanju Verma, will you respond to the date now? The criticism is regarding a date.
Unnecessary politics.
Yes.
Okay. Maria, I just want to say one thing. I am glad that Riju raised this point about, the date. But let me assure you, right since the inception of the Central Vista project and the new parliament building, it has been mired in controversy, and the entire controversy has been the sole contribution of a fractious and debilitated opposition. Why not 28th May is my question. Let me tell you that we are celebrating also Veer Savarkar's Jayanti on 28th May, a great nationalist, a great Hindutva icon, one of the first individuals who actually legitimized the Sepoy Mutiny of 1857 by calling it the War of Independence. He is one of the few who actually started boycott of Swadeshi goods way before it was done by Mahatma Gandhi as part of the non-cooperation movement in 1919-1920. So I ask you, what is wrong in celebrating Veer Savarkar Jayanti and having the new parliament building being inaugurated on a day that felicitates one of the greatest nationalists and Hindutva icons? Why do you have a problem with Veer Savarkar?
Sanjuji,
why do you have a problem with Veer Savarkar?
Sanjuji, I respect you, and after probably 1,000 debates together, I applaud you today, because what a BJP MP couldn't say, you said it. And I'm glad that you have said it that way. Okay, if BJP and Sanjuji has come up with a statement that we are celebrating his Jayanti, and that is why we are inaugurating on that day. Fine, now the politics is very clear. Yes, good. No, I'm not saying nothing wrong. Good, now we can say that we do not believe that. It should have been celebrated on another date. But all this while, before Sanjuji came...
You are no longer a national party. Riju, your national party status has been taken away from you. You do not enjoy the prerogative to make decisions. पहले 303 लेकर आइए पार्लियामेंट में, then make decisions. पहले पार्लियामेंट में 303 लेकर आइए, 303 सीट लेकर आइए, बाद में भाषण दीजिए. 303 सीटें लेकर आइए, बाद में भाषण दीजिए. What is the prerogative of the BJP to decide when to inaugurate the new parliament building? We are the ruling party, we will take a call. We are the ruling party, we will take a call. Whether you like it or not, we don't care. Whether you like it or not, we don't care. We are the ruling party. Please get 303 seats.
In Bengal.
Get 303 seats in the Lok Sabha. Then you can start giving bashing to the BJP on national television. You can boycott, we don't care.
Okay, so you are saying that they can boycott, and So let me give the final word to Smita Prakash. Smita, you know, it's a historic day and a landmark day for each and every citizen of India, not just the members of parliament, because it is about India getting a new parliament building. And as you said, whatever is there inside parliament is very much a stamp of Mr. Narendra Modi. Then do you think that this opposition is because of legacy then? What will happen now onwards? Because, you know, BJP may or may not be in power, but that stamp of the BJP and Mr. Modi will remain.
But it's, you see, when a person enters a parliament, right, it's fun, a privilege to get into parliament, whether you're going as a reporter, whether you're going as a worker, whether you're going as a parliamentarian, whatever. When you go out there, you're in awe of that entire place. You realize that what a privilege it is even to enter the portals of that house, right? Now, if you see that and you see it in a very narrow perspective, that it is Mr. Modi who built that building, or it is that Sengol came from Chola dynasty, went to Allahabad, went here. No, come on. You have to see in a larger perspective. You're just but a small spectacle in that whole process. 25 years from now, 100 years from now, you think anybody will remember about all this fracas which happened? But those who are entering the portals now will look at that Sengol and think that, oh, my party boycotted this. That is what they are going to think about. And as far as protocol is concerned, Maria, I mean, we've covered prime ministers and presidents so many times. These protocols have changed, yes, broken, bent. Why, even when Rajiv Gandhi died, the government, elections were on at that stage. Rajiv Gandhi had died, he was not prime minister. What was the first thing that happened, do you know, that day? Even before the announcement of the death by the government of India of the opposition leader, the president got into the car and went to Sonia Gandhi's house. That was breaking of protocol. Did anybody complain at that time? To say that the president should not have gone, this is going to turn the election, this is going to make a sympathy vote, this is going to put a stamp of approval of the president of India. Nobody thought of all that. Did anybody think that that Indira Gandhi, before getting the approval of the cabinet, went to Fakhruddin Ali Ahmed about emergency and got his signature? She should have got the approval from the cabinet, right? She didn't. She went straight away and Fakhruddin Ali Ahmed put the stamp. So there are many times that things change as far as prime ministers and presidents are concerned.
Basically,
new laws, new protocols.
Particularly the Congress, Smita, you are saying
on the top of my head what I can recall.
They have been in power long enough, and there has been so many breach of protocol that they perhaps are not best suited to, raise such a concern at this point. Thank you so much for your time, Smita Prakash, Sanju Verma, Ashpreet Kadial, and Riju Datta. Shifting focus now to what seems that communal showdown has returned to the state of Karnataka.
Political outfit, religious outfit, or social organization that will plant seeds of disharmony, that will create animosity between two religious groups, and do anything unconstitutional will be dealt with a stern hand.
कांग्रेस पार्टी के नेता मैं उनको एक ही बात कहूंगा, आरएसएस पर बैन बहुत लोगों ने कोशिश किया और औंधे मुंह गिरे। कृपया करके एक राष्ट्रवादी संगठन पर इस तरह की हल्की बात न करें।
स्कूल में यूनिफॉर्म कंपलसरी है, कब से है? लगभग 1969 से है। आज आप सब लोग अपीजमेंट पॉलिसी के वजह से, मुस्लिम तुष्टीकरण के वजह से आप यूनिफॉर्म के खिलाफ हो स्टेटमेंट दिया है।
The Congress has decided to review what it claims are regressive decisions of the previous BJP government, such as revision of school textbooks, laws against conversion, cow slaughter, and even the hijab ban. During the BJP's tenure, Hindutva ideologue Savarkar was reportedly glorified in a Class 8th Kannada textbook, while the Saffron Party defended the hijab ban in educational institutions and even pushed an anti-conversion law to tackle what it claims were rising cases of love jihad. Karnataka Minister Priyank Kharge has said that the government will look into the legal aspects of all these decisions. He also said that the party will not hesitate to ban any organization, including the Bajrang Dal, if it tries to disrupt communal harmony in the state. However, the crux of the Congress victory were the 5 guarantees which the party promised to implement the minute it secured power. These include monthly allowances to female heads of households, unemployment allowances for graduates, free food grains for the poor, free power up to 200 units, and free transport for women in public buses, all with an annual price tag of 50,000 crore. However, the party still has not set up its cabinet and is mobilizing narratives around de-saffronizing the state. The question remains, is the party casting a shadow over the guarantees that won it the elections? Joining me first on the show is Karnataka Minister Priyank Kharge. Mr. Kharge, really appreciate your time. Hijab row, textbooks, saffronization, all that. I mean, is the new Karnataka government, is your government now busy reversing the orders of the previous BJP government rather than addressing issues which it promised during the election campaign?
Maria, I'd like to reiterate what I have said yesterday. Any government order, any executive order or any bill that is regressive to the economic policies of the state, any policy that does not provide employment, any policy that brews communal hatred in the state will be reviewed and rejected if necessary. And as a part of the government, it is also, people have also given us a mandate to ensure that we govern Karnataka better. And these regressive policies have taken Karnataka back economically by quite a few years, and we will be reviewing it and rejecting if necessary. What seems to be the problem with that? I don't understand.
Okay. Mr. Kharge, this saffronization of textbooks charge that the Congress has leveled against the BJP is not a new one. I mean, it dates back to every time a government transition happens. The larger question is, if one government introduces RSS founder Hedgewar in its revised Kannada textbooks for class 10th and the other government decides to roll it back, are you not trying to confuse students?
See, we are very clear right from day one in any of the states that we govern. We intend to ensure that the students learn actual history, real history, and not lessons from WhatsApp University that has been taught at RSS Shakas or in the BJP headquarters. We are very clear that we want our children to grow up with scientific temperament. That is what the government should do. Provide factual history, ensure that students are groomed by scientific temperament, not by any particular ideology.
Okay, you know, scientific temperament that you talk about, and you also said that you would want, the government would want to build a socially and economically equal Karnataka. Then how do these polarizing issues really help your cause?
See, these are not polarizing issues that have started during our regime, right? These are bills that have been brought by the previous government. We intend to build a knowledge-based society which will help our youngsters in Karnataka get better jobs, to have a better say in economic activities. We want to make Karnataka the most prosperous state in India. You yourself have done so many shows in the last 1 year saying how corrupt the Karnataka government was, and we want to change that image. And one of the ways of changing that image is to take away all the regressive policies and orders that the previous government has brought in, which has dented the image of Karnataka. If people are not going to come in and invest in my state, how will I create employment? If people are not going to get employed, there's going to be a huge social unrest in the state. So I have to, law and order also is part of governance, right?
Okay, then tell me, how does the image really change if RSS founder who's been mentioned in textbooks, if that gets dropped?
See, I am not interested in RSS founder or any other RSS leader. I am interested in giving out the best possible education to our people and devise the best possible policies to ensure Karnataka prospers. I would like to remind you how a year back or so, when BJP brought these same policies, what did the Telangana government say? They outrightly, a minister from the Telangana government tweeted saying that all the startups and all investments from Karnataka should move to Telangana because we have a better physical and social infrastructure. What does he mean by social infrastructure? Tell me. It means how, what kind of society that they live in. The Tamil Nadu, the finance minister, he also said we are observing the social happenings in Karnataka and we are rolling out a red carpet for any industry that are ready to invest in move out of Karnataka.
So you actually
these are things that have happened because of these policies, right?
So you actually think that because of hijab and textbook controversies, Karnataka's image as an investment-friendly destination was hampered?
Not only that, see, whether we like it or not, for a moment, take off the word hijab, take off the word saffronization. Just let's say that I have brought in a policy when I'm in the government, and 18,000, 20,000 children are out of school, as per the data that is suggesting.
My last question to you. The BJP says that first it was the amnesty which suggested that the new government, your government, must reverse the order banning hijab in educational institutions, and now this move which is being suggested by educationists. Are these now the primary stakeholders in your government?
BJP can cry from their rooftops for all I care. The people of Karnataka have given a mandate for efficient governance, and that is exactly what we are doing. I'm not sure what Amnesty International has written to our government. We are here to give good governance, and we will give good governance irrespective of who has to say anything about it. So if stakeholders have an idea that will ensure that we economically grow, we'll adopt that idea. If there's a policy that will take us back or take us away from prosperity, we will drop that idea.
All right, Minister Kharge, really appreciate your time, and we are going straight to the Khelo India University Games event, which is being launched by the Prime Minister.
निहित स्वार्थ से ऊपर उठकर सामूहिक सफलता की प्रेरणा देता है। खेल हमें मर्यादा का पालन कराना सिखाता है, नियमों से चलना सिखाता है। मैदान में बहुत बार परिस्थितियां आपके विरुद्ध हो सकती हैं। संभव है कि कई बार निर्णय भी आपके विरुद्ध हो, लेकिन खिलाड़ी अपना धैर्य नहीं छोड़ता, नियमों के प्रति हमेशा प्रतिबद्ध रहता है। नियम कानूनी मर्यादा में रहते हुए कैसे धैर्य के साथ अपने प्रतिद्वंदी से पार पाया जाए, यही एक खिलाड़ी की पहचान होती है। एक विजेता तभी महान खिलाड़ी बनता है जब वो हमेशा खेल भावना का, मर्यादा का पालन करता है। एक विजेता तभी महान खिलाड़ी बनता है जब उसके हर आचरण से समाज प्रेरणा लेता है। इसलिए आप सभी युवा साथियों को अपने खेल में इन बातों का ध्यान जरूर रखना चाहिए। मुझे विश्वास है आप इन यूनिवर्सिटी गेम्स में खेलेंगे भी और खिलेंगे भी। एक बार फिर आप सभी को बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं। खूब खेलिए, खूब आगे बढ़िए। धन्यवाद।
Okay. Shifting focus.
बहुत धन्यवाद माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी।
Okay, now shifting focus back to Karnataka. Let me bring in my guests. Prashant, GSS spokesperson of Karnataka BJP. We have Bhavya from the Congress and Professor Sanjay Kumar of CSDS. Professor Sanjay Kumar, how are you reading the current developments? It's expected whenever there is a power transition, issues which is playing out in Karnataka is often something that we see between BJP and the Congress.
Maria, this is not unnatural. We have seen that happening in the other states as well. This is what is happening in Karnataka also. But I think sometimes government takes some time. They think over this. They have, say, wider consultation even within the party or within the ministry. I think the present government, the Congress government, which has just assumed power, seems to be in a hurry. They want to just revert most of the issues, most of the policies which they thought have been controversial, or they thought that these are the issues which has made BJP government unpopular. I think this is what Congress government is trying to do quickly.
Okay, but then Bhavya, it's not even a month and the state government seems to be discussing all those issues that it once criticized the BJP of putting on the center stage.
So when it comes to this textbook, I'll just give you one example why we are doing this. A group of thinkers, educationists, social workers, they have written a letter to the chief minister saying whatever the review happened, the textbooks, all of that should be reversed because that's a lot of things are there where, you know, which are controversial and very far from truth. And this particular committee that was set up by BJP government previously was headed by Rohit Chakratirtha, someone who doesn't have any experience in the field of education. Neither does he have any background in, you know, mathematics or social science, you know, a master's or anything like that. And under his chairmanship, this review committee was set up. And if you go into details, after they did all the changes, there was a huge, you know, outcry against the changes that were made, after which they themselves sent some corrections to the review they did. They accepted that they have
okay. There seems to be some problem with your line. There seems to be some problem with your line. Prashant, come in on this. Why is the BJP in hurry?
Mafia, BJP is not in a hurry. Look at Congress's vendetta politics now playing out at its best. You saw yesterday what they mentioned. First, they spoke about Bajrang Dal. Yes, Bajrang Dal they had mentioned in their manifesto, and they're wanting to go about saying that they want to ban Bajrang Dal. They've also brought about a statement on RSS saying Priyank Kharge wants to ban RSS. You have to look at Kharge's statements and MB Patil's different statements in a tussle of power between Congress ministers because they're without portfolios now. Priyank Kharge is making statements on issues which concern security and other things to say that he will ban Bajrang Dal, RSS, etc. Is he eyeing the home portfolio there? And MB Patil talking about corruption in water resources and that ministry in weeding out corruption. Is he eyeing something? The tussle between ministers is one thing, and the vendetta politics of Congress is playing out here. The textbook revisions, what happened the previous time also, we have more instances than what Bhavya can even bring out to say how they were even glorifying Tipu Sultan and bringing out other Kannada or Karnataka icons, because they had even not spoken about Bhagat Singh and Narayan Guru, and in a specific
Bhavya respond and then I bring in and then I'll get the final word from Sanjay Kumar. Yes, Bhavya respond.
In the 8th standard textbook, what they had done, they had given out left out the images of Hindu temples and brought about Tipu's palace in place of a famous temple.
Go ahead.
Which is the extent to which Congress has gone to do appeasement. And appeasement and corruption have been two sides of the Congress coin. And now they're coming back with vendetta politics here only to ensure that their communal way of politics is done, and now probably to play with the students' life also. Then now they're talking about going back on NEP also. NEP, Karnataka was the first state implemented.
Okay, Bhavya, respond.
The fact that something such as NEP we have brought about, they want to even go back on that. It only shows the regressive mindset of the Congress in trying to find fault.
Okay, there seems to be some problem with that line of Bhavya. Bhavya, there is a problem with your line.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, it is better. Go ahead.
Yeah. So when it comes to the contents, what they have deleted, what they have added, let me just give you some examples. He spoke about Narayana Guru. Narayana Guru is being, worshipped as a spiritual thinker by lakhs of Kannadigas. In fact, millions of Kannadigas, Karnataka people. And his chapter being deleted is not acceptable.
Bhavya, it was not deleted. It was added in the Kannada first language. Don't mislead the people. People have fallen for your promises, but don't mislead people again here.
Of not
Okay, I
speaking
have just enough time for Sanjay Kumar. Sanjay Kumar, you know, as I said, that this is almost like a natural power transition that happens. But do you think that by putting focus on very, very divisive, polarizing issues, the Congress is taking away from the fact that this election was not won on those issues, but on their 5 guarantees?
Maria, very difficult to comment on the question which you have raised. The government is just even a little less than 1 month old. The government has full 5 years to, govern. So just picking up some issues on which Congress government has acted, I don't agree to the question which you are saying that, there is a deviation about the issues on which Congress government got elected or Congress government was able to defeat the BJP. They have full 5 years term. They have enough time to act on whatever promises they have made.
Then why is the BJP in rush is the question that I should continue to ask to Prashant. Thank you so much for your time, Sanjay Kumar, Bhavya and Prashant GS. That's all from me. I'll be seeing you tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching.
देश की बात करने में, देश की भलाई के लिए निर्णय करने में अपना समय पूरी तरह से उपयोग किया मैंने। जो भी नेता मिलते थे, खास करके G7 समूह जो दुनिया के समृद्ध देशों का समूह है, वे भारत में G20 के जो प्लानिंग हुआ है और उनके देश के लोग उन मीटिंगों में यहां आए हैं, वापस जाकर के उन्होंने वहां रिपोर्टिंग किया है और उन्होंने जाकर के वहां जो बताया है, भारत के लोगों ने जिस प्रकार से उनका सम्मान किया, स्वागत किया, ये जो वहां बताया है, उसका इतना प्रभाव उन लोगों के मन पे है कि भारत की इस ताकत की पहचान हमें G20 समूहों की मीटिंग में गए हुए हमारे प्रतिनिधियों के माध्यम से मिली है। हम बहुत अभिभूत है। कौन हिंदुस्तानी होगा जिसको गर्व नहीं होगा दोस्तों। मैं तो दुनिया में जाकर के सिर्फ आपके पराक्रमों के गीत गाता हूं। मेरे देश की महान संस्कृति का गौरव गान करते समय मैं आंखें नीचे नहीं करता हूं, आंखें मिला करके दुनिया से बात करता हूं। और ये सामर्थ्य क्यों आया है? ये सामर्थ्य इसलिए है क्योंकि हमारे देश ने पूर्ण बहुमत वाली सरकार बनाई है। आप सबने देश को पूर्ण बहुमत वाली सरकार बनाई है और जब पूर्ण बहुमत वाली सरकार का प्रतिनिधि विश्व के सामने जब कोई बात बताता है तो दुनिया ये विश्वास करती है कि ये अकेला नहीं बोल रहा है, 140 करोड़ लोग बोल रहे हैं।
आदर सम्मान से पापुआ न्यू गिनी के प्रधानमंत्री जेम्स मराबे ने उनका स्वागत किया। ये चित्र तो आप सब ने देखा था, पर मैं आपको ये भी बताना चाहता हूं कि उसके पहले पापुआ न्यू गिनी के प्रधानमंत्री हमारे राजदूत से बात कर रहे थे और उन्होंने उनसे पूछा कि मैं भारत के प्रधानमंत्री को खाली प्रधानमंत्री नहीं मानता, मेरे लिए वो एक और अतिथि नहीं है, मेरे लिए वो गुरु है, विश्व गुरु। तो जब किसी देश, और वो भी ऑस्ट्रेलिया जैसे देश को, उनके प्रधानमंत्री जब कहते हैं कि आप दी बॉस, जब ये पापुआ न्यू गिनी के प्रधानमंत्री कहते हैं कि मैं आपको गुरुजी के स्तर पे मानता हूं, तो मैं आप सबको समझाना चाहता हूं कि अभी जो जिस परिप्रेक्ष्य से दुनिया भारत को देख रही है, वो इसका कारण है प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी का नेतृत्व।
के नेताओं ने जिस तरीके से आपका अभिनंदन किया, आपका स्वागत किया, गर्मजोशी दिखाई, वह भी आपकी शख्सियत के बारे में बताता है। हमारे अमेरिका के राष्ट्रपति जो बाइडेन साहब